Welcome back to the Danny Mac Road to Glory series on NCAA Football 14. If you are new here, I turned my 9-year-old son into one of the nation's top running back recruits, and now he's wrapping up his junior season at Arkansas State University, and he's shattering records. The Red Wolves are sitting at 9-1 right now and ranked 23rd in the nation, and Dan is coming off another Offensive Player of the Week in the Sun Belt Conference. He put up 168 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, then he caught 6 balls for 65 yards and a touchdown against Texas State. The Red Wolves are bowl eligible and are projected to go to the New Orleans Bowl, going up against 6-5 North Texas. Now, in my opinion, this isn't a fair matchup. The Red Wolves would dominate this game. But they can't focus on that right now. This week, the Red Wolves head to South Alabama to take on the Jaguars. They're 3-7 on the season to have the 111th ranked defense in the country. Dan is healthy this week, and he's ready to put on a show. Welcome to South Alabama. First quarter action. Dan takes the sweep, tries to cut back, and only picks up a yard. It's second down. Danny catches the screen pass, catches a block on the outside, stumbles, and stays up to get 8 yards. Now it's third and short. He catches the pitch left, follows right behind his blockers, and he gets 3 in the first. Later in the drive, Dan swings out of the backfield, tries to find some space, but Trail gets sacked, and the Red Wolves would punt. But the defense gets a stop, and Dan tries to go up the gut with this handoff and gets stuffed for a 2-yard loss. A few plays later, Danny runs the out route. He makes the grab, splits 2 defenders, and picks up 18 yards. Later, it's third and long. Dan runs up the seam route, cuts across, but Trail throws an incomplete pass. After a USA turnover, Dan gets the handoff, tries to bounce it outside, and loses 2 more yards. He's off to a rough start. It's now 3rd and 19. Dan swings out of the backfield, tries to cut back, but Trail throws an interception. But look at the hustle by number 5. He chases the guy down and gets the tackle. But the Jaguars couldn't capitalize. Dan catches another screen, cuts it back inside, and powers his way to 6. Next play, number 5 takes the power left, finds a lane, and pushes his way to 7 more yards. It's a new set of downs, and Dan takes the power right, but his blocker misses his block, and Dan only picks up 2 yards. Later, he takes the option right, tries to get to the outside, but the Jags are there for a 1-yard gain. A few plays later, it's second down, and Dan powers his way down to the goal line, and on the next play, he finds a hole on the left and gets into the end zone, giving the Red Wolves a 7-0 lead. Next A-State possession, Dan finds a cutback lane on the left, has a huge hole, and cuts upfield to pick up 15. 2 plays later, Danny catches the screen pass, gets to the outside, and he picks up 10 more yards. It's now first down. Dan comes in motion, catches the screen, breaks it to the outside, catches a block, and turns on the burners. He's pushed out after picking up 34 yards. But you can tell Dan is getting a little tired. He goes up the middle and only picks up 3 on this one. Then on third down, Danny shows off his power, hitting the pilot and pushing his way to 4 yards. Later, it's second and long. He tries to bounce the handoff out left, but gets stood up after picking up 2. Later in the drive, Trail drops back, and he's going deep. He hits Merritt, and he is gone. Red Wolves take the lead 14-0 into the half. For behind-the-scenes fun and family vlogs, hit up our weekly vlog channel. We've got almost 1,000 family fun videos over there. Join the Mag Pack. Link is down in the description. Start of third, Dan takes a delay up the middle, drops his shoulders, and gets 8. Then Trail keeps the option right, gets the edge, gets rocked, and he fumbles. USA dives on it, and they would recover. And the Jaguars would get on the board, but Dan catches the screen, puts 2 defenders in a nasty spin cycle, cuts it to the outside and gets 13. 2 plays later, Dan finds a little room on the right, runs into a pile, and gets a couple of yards. It just feels like Dan isn't getting those normal running lanes this week. He had to power his way to 2 yards and the first on this run. Few plays later, he finally gets loose. He breaks it to the outside, swerves on the defender, but gets pulled down after getting 28 yards. It would lead to an A-State touchdown. Next Red Wolves possession, Dan is catching a lot of screens today. He gets a few blocks downfield, tries to spin, and gets 14. Then he takes a delay, sheds 1 tackle, and gets spun down after picking up a couple yards. Next play, coach calls a delay again, and Dan busts through the line, bounces it out right, and gets 9 yards. But after 2 negative plays, Dan gets the delay. He finds some room, makes a juke, stiff arms 1, and fights ahead for 12. It would lead to another A-State touchdown. After another Red Wolves defensive stop, Danny takes the handoff out right, cuts it back inside, and gets 7 yards. Then watch this run by the junior. He's sprinting to the right, juking out a defender and picking up 14 more yards. Now it's 3rd and 15. Danny runs the seam route and is wide open, but Trail overthrows him. A-State would punt. Later in the game, Dan takes the delay, bounces it out right, puts a move on 2 defenders, gets upfield, and is finally pushed out after picking up 32 yards. Few plays later, Dan catches that screen, gets the corner, jukes, but steps out before getting in the end zone. A-State would kick 3. And USA would come down and score, and Dan looks to put the game away, getting 6 on this carry. Then he takes the handoff out to the right, getting hit and spinning his way to the first down. Next play, he takes the stretch right, cutting it back inside, and stumbling his way to 11 more, and that would do it. A-State wins their 10th game of the season, beating South Alabama 31-13. Danny had what seemed like a quiet 28 carries for 108 yards and a touchdown, plus 9 grabs for 125 yards in the score. It felt like he was getting yards, but didn't have that many big plays. Hopefully those big plays return at home this week when we take on our rivals, Troy. And take a look at this. A-State moves up 4 spots to 19. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad. And hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at Big C Cat Game. And we'll talk in the next one. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.